So a quick turnover with under 14:30 left to go here in this first frame of action. It'll be the Tar Heels with the first offensive possession. Here's Spencer Wertheim working on Ian Cann, a two-way guy. Duffy strikes first here at Vert Stadium, and he is on an incredible tear this season. One of the best offensive players in the country in Owen Duffy.
Yeah, Mike, you cannot let Owen Duffy get his hands free from 8 yards. He's going to put it low and away, off stick low all night. We can't let that guy fill up the basket if you're High Point's defense.
Down to that man between the pipes for High Point. If Zach Overin can stand on his head today, High Point may just have a chance. 10:30 now left on the clock here in this first quarter. Hines works it to Bunton. He steps in, and that's popcorn for Gian Ficcaro.
That's our first save we've seen from Gian Ficcaro tonight, and he has been playing at a high level this season, Mike. He is going to be a problem if he starts seeing the ball well tonight.
A transfer from Princeton and an all-star just like Dominic Petromala as he puts that one on the ground and into the net for the Tar Heels' second goal here today. They lead by 2 with 10:05 left to go.
Good old-fashioned high bouncer there from Dom Petromala right into the top right corner. Off-stick high for Overin.
And we'll take another look at this one. Just catch and shoot, and it's all just one motion for Petromala. He is lining for the first time in program history, and it was a great win with 7 straight goals scored by the High Point Panthers from late third quarter into the end of the fourth. And we'll talk a little bit more about that exceptional victory at halftime, but we resume play here in High Point on ESPN+. Once again, if you're just joining us, alongside the former Panther, Hunter Vines, I'm Mike Guerriere, overjoyed to be with you here on this wonderful Friday night as the Panthers with offensive possession with 20 seconds and ticking on this shot clock here. Here's Bunton with his hands free, steps in, and they score. Panthers within 1. 8:52 left to go, and the Panthers are on the board.
A great play there by Owen Bunting to get to the middle of the field. Coaches talk a ton about keeping the offensive players away from the middle of the field. Offensive coaches talk about winning to the middle of the field. Owen does a good time.
So they'll work the invert here with Levy. Guarded by Derman. Levy skips it across to Harshbarger, and he sends that one well over the cage.
A great closeout there by Kahn to get his hands on the shooter's mitts and deflect that shot high of the cage.
Lock arm.
Locked arm nation.
Locked arm nation. We always support. Here's Duffy working from behind. Harshbarger pulls it back to Petromala. Duffy with some room, steps in and scores. What a goal from Owen Duffy as the Tar Heels bring their lead back to 2. 6:24 left to go here in this first quarter.
Such an explosive play there, Mike, by Owen Duffy, just sliding around his defender, dropping the head of his stick low, Overin bites low, and he pulls it back to that top left corner. Great shot.
Caliber. What a find for this Tar Heels team. A former top recruit in his class as this ball still being fought for. Goosed into space and picked up by Benson. And an open goal for Matten. And the Tar Heels strike once again. Back-to-back goals for UNC. And they find their 4th on the day. 6:10 now left to go here in this first quarter.
Those are the ones you just can't give up if you're a High Point fan. Turning the ball over in your own defensive unit, leaving a one-on-one on Overin. There's nothing he can do to stop that one.
Too many errant pass.
Skip pass, find an open lane.
So a great effort from that Tar Heel defense to suppress the offense of the High Point Panther squad. So here's Suchek
Here's some sub game, Mike.
Egan gets it over to Petramala, and they had numbers, but they'll work things around and reset. Under 40 on the shot clock, 3:20 left to go. Petramala with the hammer, and he scores from way downtown. Petramala lights it up for their 5th goal here today.
Yeah, Mike, he was our player to watch for a reason. He gets his hands free. Like we said, he's going to find the back of the net.
Unlimited range is how I would describe Dom Petramala. Just an unbelievable outside shooter. And he has the lone goal today here for High Point. Stoll kicks it over to Cooper. Cooper hesitates, fires, and what a save from Gian Vaccaro as he is quick to get it out. And here's Hagerup. And they'll slow things down. Great job from High Point to get into the hole and slow down that transition.
I'll tell you, Mike, as an offensive player, when there's a goalie like Gian Vaccaro who's starting to get hot, those white parts of the net, the open net that you see, starts to get smaller and smaller.
And the Tar Heels strike once again. And we get our first goal here in this second half. Forgive me, second quarter, but with 9:02 left to go, it'll be Owen Duffy who puts that one in the back of the net. Just beats his man with speed. And he is unbelievable from any point on this field.
Yeah, he's a home run hitter at any moment of the game. He's all around.
Great effort there from Johnny Adams. There's Scott Moore trying to get away from Owen Duffy. He is quadruple teamed, and he gets pummeled at the midfield line.
Yeah, High Point's lucky to get a call there from the refs, but you have to be careful clearing it up the box side. There is so much traffic. UNC had 3 guys running off, 3 guys running on. It's impossible to navigate that area with the ball in your stick.
Scott Moore, only a sophomore. Here's Rovier, steps into one, and he scores. High Point on the board here in the second quarter, 6-2. They decrease the lead by 4 as we head to another break here on ESPN+. Colin Rovier puts the Panthers on the board here in the second quarter. Harshbarger. It's over to Petramala. He hitches. Harshbarger with an opening, and that one's high over the cage.
Great offensive possession there. Beat multiple guys there. Moved the ball to the open guy. Wide open shot. High Point was lucky that one didn't find the back of the net.
They're just so quick. Quick ball movement. You can't outrun good ball movement. It's a saying that has been within lacrosse for a long time, and it's just one pass and go for this UNC offense. In front, and the Tar Heels score once again. They boost their lead back up to 5 with 3:29 left to go. And it looks like Suchek is the one to put that ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, a little 2-man game there behind X Mike. Great pick. Creates just a little bit of separation. Takes one more step to greatness, increases his angle, and finds the back of the net.
Right, because he's the new head coach with Brown and took a majority of this High Point staff and left a clean slate for John Crowley to operate. And you got to love the young offensive-minded staff that he was able to put together. And he put it together on a short notice. Really shot onto the scene here in the later stages of this summer and put together a great staff, and a staff that a lot of people believe are going to make an impact once they find their footing on this field and really attack the transfer portal. English puts a nice move and scores. And the Tar Heels strike first here in this second half.
Yeah, great move there by English. Like I said, he gets to the middle of the field, increases his angle. That's an impossible save for a goalkeeper. He's at 8 yards, right in the dead middle of the field.
Just really nice efforts there. And gets his hands free, drops his hands a little percentage with his time with the Tigers, and he was just unbelievable for them. Makes his way down to North Carolina and has been a big part in why they've been able to have so much success. Had big shoes to fill as well after the loss of Krieg in net. Another Long Island lacrosse player.
I tell you, Mike, we talk a lot about Dom Petramala and his scoring ability, but it seems like every time there is a loose ball, Dom Petramala comes away with it, splitting double teams and triple teams.
Egan with the hammer, lowers the shoulder, and finds the back of the net. Dewey Egan, what a goal. As we will step aside once more and get another look at this unbelievable shot from Dewey Egan. Hoffman, a top recruit in that 2024 class, and brings a lot of experience to that specialty unit. As Egan gets held up by McAdams. And they'll work it around to Wertheim. A feed to English, and what a find, what a finish for the Tar Heels. What a goal from Ty English. And he buries that one past Overin.
Yeah, Mike, they're beginning to pour it on here late in the third quarter. High Point is running out of time if they want to make this a competitive game. But this UNC squad just keeps continuing to pour goals into the back of the net.
Just a really nice. Now under 40.
Yeah, Mike, if I'm UNC on this possession, I'm taking it down to 10, 15 seconds, initiating my offense, making sure we get the last possession of this quarter. You're up by 8 goals. You might as well just end the possession in the quarter with the ball in your possession.
And that's a position you've been in time and time again. And you mentioned Hoffman and Meehan, but you had wheels yourself, Hunter, and whether you like it or not, you were one of the fastest guys on this field. Petramala with some space, and he scores.
Speaking of fast, that was a laser beam to the top right corner.
Dominic Petramala buries it in the top right corner, and what ball movement from this Tar Heel team. And we'll take another look at this one, Hunter. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he just attacks the upgrade. This guy is closing out too fast. He doesn't break down. He doesn't lock his arm. He goes right through that weak stick check, finds the back of the net. Yeah, Mike, that's best case scenario for this UNC team. Fresh shot clock, get to milk some more clock.
So a time update here, 12:40. Now left in this final quarter of action. Floodlights are out. And the temperature has dropped here at Vert Stadium, but that one drops in for a goal. Uses the earth and finds the back of the net. That's Harshbarger who puts it in for the Tar Heels. Great goal there from Harshbarger. Gets upfield, turns his shoulders square to the cage, and just buries it past over. And that's a... So it's the Tar Heels once again on offense. As they like to mix and match their midfield personnel, and that was a big point of emphasis this season and something that they lacked last year, as they had a really young midfield unit, and they still do this season with 2 freshmen being in that first midfield line. But You have the production from Duffy and Petramala. The rebound picked up by Matten, and he puts that one in the back of the net past Overin. What an offensive showcase today as they continue to build on this lead.
Yeah, Mike, we'll get a second look at that. These are brutal for a goalkeeper. You make a great save, ball pops right out into the stick of another offensive player. Before you know it, you're digging it out of the back of the net.
Here's Dupuis, another transfer to this UNC team. Had the 5th-ranked recruiting class according to Inside Lacrosse, and they brought in a lot of key high-value guys that are a lot of good role players. You got guys like Andrew O'Barry, who is bar none my favorite player on this entire field. Two-way midfielder, most dominant short-stick defenseman, but plays long pole as well on man down, so his versatility has been huge for this Tar Heel team. And Wilson from the outside finds the back of the net. Another goal for this UNC squad. 5:46 left to go, and a missile from the